Hey, good evening. Let's talk. Tonight we have a show I like to consider an emergency show. Um, for those of us, those of everybody that's joining the show on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, as well as in assisting people one person at a time on Facebook. Tonight I have five gentlemen right now, and then one other person will join us as well as a young lady. We have the MTN organization,
I'm
Fred
on a
Scott,
podcast um,
Kev,
for the thing tomorrow. I don't know how long this is going to
Kevin,
be. I forgot about
Kevin Jamal, Kevin Jamal. Fred didn't know we were on live, and Mike Bull as well. And tomorrow they will be doing something that we will say it's called Feeding 500, where these gentlemen are all connected in some form of way because they all grew up in the same town. No matter where they went in life, this town has always brought them back home. So they as well as the town, as well as anybody from the town, have really been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic that we're all facing. So these gentlemen, as well as numerous others, as well as the township and hundreds of people, sponsorships, have decided to take a day out on May 23rd, tomorrow morning, to feed 500 families who are in need because of the effects of the corona pandemic. Uh, we have MTN. We'll start with MTN first. Reggie, unmute your microphone, please.
Yep, I'm ready. Both of us, Yvette
Okay,
and I,
Reggie.
are here.
What I know me and you had talked, Reggie, prior to this, and you called me and you told me what you guys were doing, and we always talk. I'm your little brother as well as your coach.
Yep.
So tell the people that are watching what conversation did you have with Fred and Mike and Brad as well as yourself? What was the conversation behind the scenes which birthed this need in the community?
Yeah. So I think it was a good story because we had to buy in, meaning Yvette and I, with our organization, and I think most people, hopefully, that are watching, MTN has somehow touched them or one of their family members because a lot of people know, at least throughout New Jersey, that we feed and we touch the entire state. But it's near and dear to us when we come back to Union, because again, that's a place where I came from. My family is still there, and we all care about our town. But when I heard the story from Brad, Fred, and Mike, I heard three guys. They had to sell it to me, and then I had to sell it to my wife, who's the brainchild for all of these projects, right? So when I heard that heartwarming story around, these guys really care. They put everything aside, and it was all around just doing something right within this hard climate that we're in. So they sold it to me. I talked to the queen, Yvette Anderson, right here, and this is, I think, how it was really birthed. I mean, they had an idea, and then I think, guys, you can definitely agree that this thing grew from a target of 150 people to 200, and then we said, "Hey, man, we love this town so much. Let's do it big." And
Wow.
in a short amount of time. So I don't know if my wife wanted to bring anything to the table with this one.
I got a chance to sit at the round table with these guys, and they are hilarious. I mean, some of the things that I heard on these calls, I don't even want to repeat it. But it was a lot of fun, just to hear the love and the passion that they have around their town and how much they wanted to come together and do something so great. And I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm proud of my husband and the guys for wanting to do something like this during these times because it's something that's so needed. Um, and I know that everybody's going to be very appreciative tomorrow. We wanted to do 500. We ended up right now we have 570 boxes to distribute. So 570 families tomorrow that come out will be blessed and blessed in a major way. These boxes are phenomenal. I mean, it's an abundance of food. So God definitely showed up and showed out as he always does. So this is exceedingly and abundantly above all that we were thinking or asking for. So I'm really excited for tomorrow.
Right, and just keep in mind before you pass it over to the guys, Quentin, is that again, I'm really impressed on how everyone came together, not just these guys that are on the call today, but as I talked to Kevin earlier today, with advertising, you, Quentin, as well, getting it out there, the Township Reunion, as well as some other sponsors and people just, making donations and trying to make this happen, because I want to make sure that everyone understands that you need to set everything aside. And I think that's what was done, and really focus on the people that are in need, and a town that right now I think needs a little boost because of some of the things that have been happening. And I think tomorrow is just going to be an amazing boost for everyone that comes through that parking lot.
Okay, great. Well, because my audience hasn't really had a chance to I haven't had a chance to interview Fred Scott. Reggie, I know we're working on something behind the scenes. My audience knows what Mike has been working on with the veterans and so forth, as well as Kevin. Fred, I'd like you to explain to our illustrious audience all the things that you've been working on, basically, Seth, since you moved out of town.
Well, it started when I was in town, and one thing I learned from growing up was a sense of community and giving back, and that's taken. I've taken that with me. All throughout my life. I helped Mike, with the Santa and Blue, with the Veterans Network, volunteer coaching in town. Tried to dabble for a hot minute in politics and realized that wasn't for me. And just giving back, to the community and getting others to give back, because, what I've learned is a lot of people, they want to help the community, but they just need somebody to say, this is what I need. And, this is what you got to do. And then people react to that.
Great. Hey, Mike, what is how was it, Mike? Like when you decided, like I said, you guys been working behind the scenes, and you see that the community's been real supportive. What is it? I know you've retired recently, and like we talked about when we did our interview before, like to give back, to be able to, for this opportunity. What is this like for you, Mike?
Well, this is actually a unique opportunity because I have Fred and Brad and Kevin and yourself, but now I got to meet Reggie and Yvette as well, and working with other alpha males and females who in the charity world, and being able to put our goals together and really succeed rather quickly. So it's nice to work with people who have the same common interests, and knowing that we're helping our community, and that's really the only thing we want to do. And it's nice to finally be able to work with other people that are all taking the lead on this, and we're sharing it. So it's pretty cool.
Kevin, the promoter. Kevin, what is like? What does this mean to you? Because you grew up playing literally on the school grounds of Jefferson. Me and you grew up top in that area. Me, you, and Brad. Even though Reggie was from down the bottom, he couldn't come up there. We had to go down by the park to play against Reggie. But how do you feel about what you guys are trying to pull off tomorrow, and the support that the community has given you guys?
It's a beautiful situation. Anybody that does community work is a blessing to just people, because, it's going to be a point in time when everybody's going to get to that age where we have to keep moving on. And it's going to be another young man or woman that says, you know what, I want to do something for my community. So I think it's up to everybody here to get ready to assist the next person that's coming up and show them the way. Like I said, we had many people that I looked to in the community that was a lot older at the time. And for whatever reason, they got married, they moved away, and things weren't happening as much as they was before. But now I'm starting to see a lot more people step up to the plate, which is great. And just a little bit about myself. When I started my journey in the community about 5 years ago, 2015, it was very, very hard. When you go to people and you tell them what you want to do, they might look at you like you're crazy at first, but once you do it and you tell them, look, I want to do this, and you do it and you do well, everybody wants to come to it. But my thing is, Reggie has a gift. Reggie connected everyone together, and for a long time, I think it's very hard to connect every piece of the community together because everybody wants their name out there, and that's understandable. But the whole thing and the main purpose is for the people. So Reggie, all you gotta do is call me. He knows that. Call me. I'll post it. Whatever I can do to help. My name doesn't have to be on every little thing. And I think for me, sometimes people look at it like, oh, why did your name have to? It's not about that. It's about relationships and building for the next generation to come.
Yeah, and I like I said, I'm not trying to slight anybody that's involved. Definitely, this interview, you guys are representing not only your prospective organizations, but you guys are representing the people that's behind the scenes, as well as the township. Even though Fred, you moved to Springfield, you're representing Springfield right now.
Yep.
Reggie, I want to ask you a question. You Yvette, if you could answer this question, because of the COVID, are there any concerns that the public needs to know about how you guys go about doing it? I know what you told me, but would you like to share that with the public? How you guys plan to do it without any contact?
What we do is we've changed the structure of our normal pantry, and we've turned it into a drive-through pantry. So there is minimal to no contact. Cars come in, we advise them keep your windows rolled up. We ask that they wear a mask. All they have to do is pop their trunk. We place the box of food in the back of the trunk, and they roll away. Now, there are sometimes that, we do have to engage in conversation. So we ask them to crack their window, keep their mask on, and then we proceed that way, standing 6 feet from the car. So we ensure that all volunteers are kept safe, as well as those that are participating. We want to make sure that everybody is taking the necessary precautions to stay safe, but that they're also being fed at the same time.
Great. Hey, hey, Mike. Mike stepped away for a minute. So, oh, there he goes.
Yeah,
Can you hear
I'm
me?
here. Yeah, I'm here.
So let me ask you, Mike, with the veterans, have you ever been a part? And this is not to minimize what you do with the veterans. Let's get that straight. I don't want it to come off that way, because you are meeting. You are integral in what we need to all do to get individually and together. But Mike, let me ask you a question. Have you ever done an event with more than 500 people
Oh,
to try to feed
absolutely.
at least? Explain some of the things that you do, because my audience, even though we interviewed before, my audience may not all understand what you do and the hats that you wear.
We're a mobile outreach team that aggressively seeks out veterans in need. So we help out their families as well. We do is we host feeding events throughout the state, shelters, veterans' homes, but also we do events where we invite disabled veterans to different locations and have feeding events where we have therapists, PTSD discussions. But we also do hiking, camping. We've done paintball. We keep veterans very active. And one thing that we were able to do was save 13 lives last year. And we gave out over a dozen cars as well, 500 suits and jobs, housing, anything you could think of. We're a one-stop shop, but we work with so many different charities, and that's our secret. So during the COVID, we really were able to provide PPE through nearly every shelter, our veterans hospital throughout the state. We fed over 700 veterans and service people in uniformed essential workers throughout the entire state as well. So we've been really busy. And Monday we're going to be doing the national anthem at 10 a.m. It's going to be statewide, and that's going to be hosted in Union. We actually just worked out the details, and we're going to be honoring the veterans at the new park they just fixed up on Honor Roll Park in Connecticut Farms. So we're really going to start that off by unveiling it statewide. NJ.com is going to be there, and the Star Ledger is going to do a story on it. So we've been really kicking off, and I don't know if you guys know, but 2 days ago we did a story on NJ News and we're going to be doing more stories about getting the word out there, how to save veterans' lives, and really that's our only goal, is to really make a difference in stopping 22 veterans taking their lives every day.
Hey, Reggie and Yvette, I have a question in the chat real quick. Someone asked, "What does MTN do, and how could they help from afar?" So I know you guys got a website as well. So let the chat know what the website is and how can they can assist with any matters that you guys are doing.
Oh, that's awesome. So our website is andersonsmeettheneed.org. It's actually up on the screen right now. If you go to our website, again, andersonsmeettheneed.org, you can see everything that we do. And, we cover the gamut. Just this quick story before I turn it to Yvette is that one person told us a while ago that you guys need to stay in your lane and only do one thing, handle one piece of the business when it comes down to for philanthropy work, and we actually took it the opposite way and said nope. And if you go to the website, you'll see the 9+ projects, the bicycles to our food pantry is just one piece of the business, but there is tons of other opportunities and projects. Whether we're doing you're doing something for graduates in the future when kids graduate, or for proms or something like that you mentioned.
So what we do is we have 9 projects of promise a year plus a weekly free food pantry. So we start the year off in January, and we started with our homeless. So we visit Newark, Penn Station, Trenton train station, Asbury Park train station. We go to Neptune Tent City and Lakewood Tent City. We also visit New Brunswick train station. And we hand out care packages consist of sleeping bags, warm clothing, socks, gloves, hats, toiletries, bag lunch, for homeless individuals. We do about close to 1,000
in one day.
Wow.
In one
Wow.
day.
Wow.
We move on from there, and we visit nursing homes, and we bring a big part of what we do is we want to incorporate education in a lot of things that we do for the kids. So we have kids write letters and Valentine cards to our seniors and veterans, and then we take those same students and we have them visit with them for the day. They play bingo with them. They bring them cards, lap blankets, and a teddy bear, and they spend the afternoon with them. So it's a way for children to get some community service hours, but it's also a way for them to get out and away from their cell phones and communicate with one another and with others.
And one of the bigger projects as well, which I found, I think, is the backpack project, in which we had at the park over in Union, and that turned into something really awesome, right?
Right. So instead of for me, I'm always looking to raise the bar on what we do. So we started out with Packs of Success, and that's where we were giving students that are economically disadvantaged, those that have special needs, those that have been affected by domestic violence and abuse, a backpack filled with school supplies. This year we kicked it up a notch, and we added tools for school and a block party. So we want to get those kids involved and engaged where they don't normally get to participate or go on vacation or go to theme parks, that we brought that to them. So we had bouncy houses, we had free barbecue, we had cotton candy, popcorn machines, games out there for them. So we wanted to make it an event. We had horseback riding. So we wanted to make it an event where the kids got to actually be engaged in something that they don't normally do. So when they go back to school, and the first thing you do when you go back to school is the teacher asks you, what'd you do all summer? I felt like these kids may not have done anything all summer long. So now they have an opportunity to say what they did, even if it was just for one day. They get to engage in the conversation. They can be proud of what they did rather than sitting in their seat and kind of sinking down because they didn't go anywhere or do anything. So those are the type of things that MTN looks to do. We want to enrich the lives of those that we touch.
Great. I don't know if I covered everything. I know it's kind of late. You guys got to kind of like start early in the morning. Fred, did I miss anything?
Well, I just want to say that this and it's important to me that this is included. Is this whole thing started between a conversation between Brad and I when Scoot passed away, and COVID was hitting the Vauxhall community rather hard, and Brad was, emotional, as we all know Brad is, and I said, Mike, what are you doing? Are you running laps? You're breathing heavy.
No,
as hell.
I'm good.
All right, but so we wanted to do something, and Brad was like, "There's nothing we can do." And he said, "We can't go near people. I don't know what we can do." And I had seen all the stuff that Reggie did, and I knew, to reach out to Mike because he's been involved in the community. And it was as simple as sending a Facebook message to Reggie and Mike, and got to meet Yvette through the process to get this whole thing going. But I'd be amiss if I didn't mention that this tomorrow's in the memory of Scoot, for me.
You know, like I said, it's amazing job what you guys are trying to pull off, man. It's to be able to pull off not just from different organizations, but a lot of the audience may not understand the dynamic of growing up in Union. We didn't understand. I won't say that we didn't know about race, but we didn't understand it. And a lot of us, when we got older, we moved away and we started really understanding the world different. Most of us knew each other since Pop Warner football, Little League baseball. So we've all been friends since the beginning. And I really commend you guys as well as Yvette and what you guys are trying to pull off. It's an amazing thing to be able to try to feed 500 people. Reggie, I did got one question, Reggie,
Yeah.
and I remember you told me the bag. It's 500. Trying to feed 500 people for a week, right?
So the box is it has non-perishable items as well as fresh fruits and vegetables, bread. We have some dessert items in it. We have some salads, some wraps. We have some breakfast sandwiches. So it's a full box. It will feed a family of 4. It should, I mean, in all honesty, we know what it feels like to go grocery shopping for a week. The box, if you stretch it, which some families do have to do, it can last a week. But if you have children at home right now, you know that they're eating everything but the kitchen sink. They're not on the regular school schedule. They're just eating because everybody's home and you're bored and you know. So we hope that this will stretch for a week. That's the intention of it. But in all honesty, we can't put in a box what a person can put in a cart. So we did the very best to make it, something that is going to be real tangible for them.
And these boxes, Quentin, and my last statement to you, these boxes, again, I told Fred, they started out at 25 pounds. And, I'm dead tired from all of this lifting and exercising. But, that box is going to turn into 35 to 40 pounds easily. So when people ask, can they walk up? It's not a good idea because you won't be able to carry it home. It's going to be so heavy with food, right? And just one other item, Quentin, is that overall, there's the wonderful people on this call, and again, I love how everyone has set everything aside and really paid attention to what really matters. But again, there's other people. Is that Mike out there?
Mike, what are you doing, Mike?
What are you doing, bro?
I thought I had the thing off.
Mike, the microphones pick up really, really well.
Right, Reggie's trying to say something meaningful, and all we hear is you.
What
are you building a house?
Thank the one. Again, there's been a lot of people because of how this culminated. It has turned into something really spectacular. So, there's Maxon that actually stepped in as well. Maxon Honda, right? Maxon Auto as well. And then Michelle Delasport stepped in, the Township of Union. Senator Joe Cryan. There's a bunch of other folks. Who else? A few community groups.
Concerned citizens, the residents of Union. Really stepped up. Fred and Brad, and I'm sure Mike really hit the pavement hard and, tackled some people into giving.
Hey, Reggie, you said Michelle Delasport. I got to mess with you. She's your neighbor, sir. She has a title now, sir.
Absolutely.
What's her
mayor? That's right. That's because I still remember as Michelle, my neighbor. But absolutely, Mayor Delasport, which I do put in my writing when I type something out.
Well, listen,
and we love her.
I appreciate.
It was a community, definitely a community effort, and I personally want to thank Fred, Mike, and Brad for the hard work that they did in raising the donations that they did. Everyone that came together to do this. Kudos, hats off to them for helping us make this possible. It was a definite group effort.
And I'm sorry.
I want to thank the team that I had that helped put these boxes together because they worked tirelessly. They did a lot of lifting. They did a lot of long hours.
Yes.
So Anijah Seward, Kristen Barone, Jasmine Austin, the guys that helped Reggie,
Yep.
GJ Wilson, Andrew Wilson, Harry Cook. We had an amazing team of folks, and I hate to list names because you always forget some people. But if you had a hand in what we did,
There was a lot of people.
we thank you so much. There was Megan.
There's a lot of
There's
people.
a lot of people that
Right,
helped us.
right.
So I'm sorry if I forgot you and you hear this. We did not forget you in heart. Charge it to my head and not
But-
my heart. We appreciate everything.
But remember one thing is Fred and we initially talked about, and I sell this to everyone. You put all of your differences, you put everything aside. And right now in this environment, we really need to focus on what matters. And that is really spreading love tomorrow morning and going forward. I think this is around. Tomorrow is really going to start something different for the community, for all of us to really think about what really matters. And that is really the people and how we're going to serve them and do a lot better across the board.
Hey, listen, I thank you guys. I thank everybody. Tomorrow I can't make it, but I know who's involved, and I know what you guys are gonna do. And like you said, to second what you said, Reggie, I'm 1,000% sure that this is just the beginning of something big. And like Reggie, we always talk. Uh, I bet you never thought MTN would get this far. So you never know
Amen.
you never know how things could take you. Just I really want to thank you guys and Yvette and everybody that's working behind the scenes. That like Yvette said, that just are handling the food, packing the boxes. The community appreciates you. We love you guys. And as a resident, like I told you, I grew up 20 feet away from Jefferson, me and Brad, same street. And it means a lot. It means a lot to be able to do something and to come back home. And I just thank you guys a lot for what you guys are doing. You guys stay on the line. We're just going to close the show. And thanks everybody that joined us. And appreciate you guys. Remember, tell everybody to come down to Jefferson School. That's in Union, New Jersey, the Vauxhall section on Hilton Avenue. Tomorrow between 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Try to get there before 10 a.m. They're going to try to pull off feeding 500 families. So we need everybody to come and support, and as well as the need. And social distancing will be practiced. So, no photo ops or none of that stuff. Thanks, everybody. Have a blessed night.
Hey, Quentin, one thing. First come, first serve. Remember that.
Yes. First come, first serve. So try to get there early at like 9:45.
First come, first serve, everybody. We'll see you
Be
tomorrow.
Be on Coach
Teamwork.
Coughlin time.
Thank you, Quentin.